Hi guys, welcome to the channel. Thank you for coming back and watching another video. And I thank you for taking the time out of your busy schedule and come on my channel to watch my videos. If this is your first time finding my channel, welcome and thank you for coming to this channel and watching my videos. I would like for you guys to smash the subscribe button so that you don't miss another video. After finishing nursing school, the goal is to pass the NCLEX, but a lot of students struggle with finding the motivation, finding a rhythm, and ways to study for the NCLEX. So today, I wanted to share with you guys a few study tips that I use when I was taking the NCLEX so that I could pass on the first try. My thought process was I wanted to take the NCLEX one time and one time only. And that was my drive, and that's what pushed me to study the way that I did. So I hope that all of the tips that I'm going to share with you in this video will help you greatly and motivating you and helping you find a way to study for the NCLEX. So if you're interested in this topic, I would ask you to stay tuned until the end so you don't miss any of the tips that I'm going to share in this video. So last week, I shared with you the 2 review courses that I used to pass the NCLEX. If you have not seen that video yet, I will link it above here and put it somewhere on the screen so that you can check it out so that you don't miss anything. If you haven't seen that video yet, I would really recommend that you watch that video so that you can have an idea of the 2 review courses that I use to study for the NCLEX. So guys, before I start sharing my study tips and get into the video, I would like for you to comment down below and share with me, when are you taking the NCLEX and what are some of the review materials that you are using to study for the NCLEX? I would love to hear from you. Let's chat down below. I would like to answer some of your questions as well. So don't forget to comment down below so we can have a conversation. The first thing I would say is to choose what type of review course are you going to use to study for the NCLEX. That is essential because there are so many review courses out there, and it can get very overwhelming to choose review courses to study for the NCLEX. So it is really important for you to choose 1 or 2 review courses to focus on to study for the NCLEX. In my video that I shared with you last week, I shared the 2 review courses that I use to study to pass the NCLEX, and the review courses that I use are the Hearst Review and UWorld. So if you have not checked out that video yet, I would really recommend that you check it out because I share with you some of the reasons why I like those 2 review courses and why I chose to go with 2 review courses instead of just 1 review course. The second thing I would say is to get organized. Set a time to study and put it in your planner. Planning is going to be your best friend because you're no longer going to be in the classroom. You no longer have a deadline, an assignment deadline or a paper review deadline or an exam deadline. It's gonna be up to you how long you want to study for the NCLEX. Is going to be up to you how aggressive you study for the NCLEX, and it's going to be up to you how organized you are during this time that you choose to study before taking the NCLEX. When I was taking the NCLEX, I chose to study for a full month before taking the NCLEX. So what I did was I scheduled my exam a month in advance, and I chose to study for a whole full month very aggressively before taking the NCLEX. So it's going to be up to you to know how long you're going to be studying for. Some of my classmates decided to take the exam pretty early on. I would say even 2 weeks after nursing school, some 3 weeks. It's up to you to know how confident you are to take the NCLEX. I scheduled myself to study from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Okay, so that may be different for everyone. It really depends on what your circumstances are, your family circumstances. I know that some people have families, some people have children. I had no other responsibilities but to study for the NCLEX at the time, so that's what worked for me at the time. But just schedule yourself and make sure that you have a set time that you're going to focus on studying, and that time is dedicated to you studying for that day. Also, I made sure that I took breaks in between. There is no way that I could have studied from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. with no break. So make sure that you take a water break, a bathroom break, whatever you have to do, a snack break, break to watch a video or something very different from like studying, so that you don't get bored, overwhelmed, or discouraged. That can happen as well. So make sure that you set a very specific time for you to study, and also make sure that you take breaks in between studying. The third thing I would say is to change your environment. I know right now it is very strange. It may be difficult to go either to a coffee shop, to go to the library, but I know that some of the states or some places are starting to open up. If you have to go to the park, if you have to go to the beach or something of that sort, just to change your environment, because being at home, especially right now, we're just coming off quarantining. We've been at home for a very long time. Changing your environment, I find for me, is something that really benefits me when I was studying for the NCLEX. If you're unable to change your environment or leave the house, I would say to get up out of bed. Don't study in your bed. Don't ever do that, okay? Studying in your bed is a trap. You're not gonna feel as motivated to study as aggressively as you should, and that's the mistake that most people make. When you're home, you are comfortable, so just get up, get ready, do something that's gonna help you change the scenery, the environment, something of that sort, so that you can be motivated to study for the NCLEX. The fourth thing I would say to do is to study smart. Be smart about studying for the NCLEX. Make flashcards if you have to. Write down what you don't know. For me, I study by writing down things, and that's how I remember the stuff that I study. Some people study in quiet areas. I retain the most information by writing down things, by making flashcards. Go over the subjects that you understand the least. Don't waste time on the things that you already know. Focus on the things that you feel like is a struggle for you and that you cannot remember. For example, when I was in nursing school, I struggled with OB and pediatrics. So these were the things that I focused on the most when I was studying for the NCLEX. And also when I was doing my UWorld questions, I made sure that I practiced as many questions as possible so that I would be comfortable with the NCLEX questions regarding OB and peds, because I knew these were the subjects that I liked the least, and the subjects that I struggled with when I was in nursing school. And lo and behold, my NCLEX questions were full of OB questions and peds questions, and if I didn't focus on doing questions on those two subjects, I could have been screwed. So make sure you know how to study and what you know and what you don't know. All right, guys. So the most important study tip that I'm going to give you in this video is to have a time frame. So have a time frame that you're going to be studying for before taking the NCLEX. So if you give yourself a time frame and you set up your test date, That's going to put a lot of pressure on you so that you can study the best that you can, especially if your goal is to pass the NCLEX on the first try. That will really help you just make sure that you get up every day to study and make sure that you don't play game, because you know that your license is on the line. And also, who wants to pay money to retake the NCLEX exam? So study your little tail off and go and kill the NCLEX. So guys, these are some of the tips that I wanted to share with you to pass the NCLEX on the first try. If you have any other questions, please share with me down below and I will make sure to answer all of your questions. If you got value out of this video, please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, share with a family member you know who will benefit from this video, and subscribe down below so that you never miss a video from me. I will see you in the next one. Take care. Bye.